Association, and this meeting is called to order at what time, Rob? 7:02. First, I'd like to introduce the members of the Lakeland Homeowners Board of Directors that it's my privilege to serve with for the last 2 years. Rob Dickey, Harold Ledoux, Darcy Bidman, and Joyce Wright. We also have with us on site our administrative staff, Rich Ferris, Kim Stanfield, and Dee Turner from the Pinnacle Seattle offices. Conduct of the meeting: if you wish to speak, raise your hand, be recognized, then stand and clearly state your name for the record. I'll take questions later on in the meeting. Proof of notice of meeting. I note for the record that notice of this meeting was mailed to all owners on Friday, January 16th, 2009. A declaration of mailing with all owners and their addresses is filed with the association's meeting records. Confirmation of quorum. Do we have the quorum percentage, Rich? Our bylaws state we need 20% of the owners present in person or by proxy to constitute a quorum at the association meeting. Based upon final confirmation, ownership represented tonight constitutes a total representation of 31%. Minutes of prior annual meeting held. Copies of the 2008 annual meeting minutes were available at the door. Do we have any revisions to those minutes? If the minutes stand, I would like a motion to accept them as written. Second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Is there any old business that needs to be handled at this time? The new business for tonight is the election. We've received 3 applications for the open board positions. I will now entertain other applicants from the floor. Do we have other potential candidates who are interested in serving on the board of directors? I would like the candidates to come forward, introduce themselves, tell us where they live in our community, and give us a brief idea of the interest in being on the board. While the candidates are doing this, if you've not received a ballot for a single vote for your household, please go back to the sign-in table for your ballot.
Good evening. My name is Frank Tomaszewski, and I live in Verona South. I just moved in there in November. I actually purchased a home last May. My background, well, actually, I retired from federal service. I had 15 years there, and then prior to that, I had 30 years U.S. Navy. So I've been quite busy with those types of positions. I lived in Hawaii for about 20 years, and 13 years of that I was on the Palilua Townhouse Community Association Board, to where I was at one time the president. I also served as the secretary and also the treasurer. I've had 13 years of experience in that field. My reason for wanting to be on this board is compassion. I want to be able to go out and help people in the community, make sure they get the word on what's going on in the community, entertain their questions, and then also dialogue with the community so that we hear their voice and then take it to the rest of the board and to the association. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor, Board of Directors. I've lived among you for 2 months into my 7th year, and this neighborhood has given a lot to my family and I. A lot of friendships, a lot of great friendships for my daughter. I have no specific experience as far as being members of or running a board. All I can tell you is that I've been looking for a way to get back to the community, and I really can't think of a better way to do that than to serve you as a member of this board. So if that's good enough for you, that's good enough for me, and I'd like to go to work for you. So I'm Jim. I live in Aspenwood, by the way. Contrary to what I put in the website, it's not Woodview. But at any rate, I'm honored to be here. I'm humbled for the opportunity, and if I can, I will. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. James Ogden Sandwood.
I'm John Boatman, and I currently live in the Reserve. I'm actually the president of the sub-association there, and I have been since for the better part of this last year. The reason I'd like to run for this position is because my wife can probably attest, I'm usually having my hands in lots of different things that are going on. I feel like I can contribute, and I have the time and the resources to be able to do that. I have a lot of experience with working with political bodies and with governing boards, not to mention the experience I've already gained in the reserve. And that includes 10 years of being on a nonprofit organization board in California. And I've held various capacity positions there, with the exception of treasurer. Always tried to, don't have me be treasurer, don't have me be treasurer. So if there isn't anything I wouldn't go ahead and try to take on for the whole community. So we moved here in 2007, and we just absolutely loved it. And I really feel charged up about this community, and I really hope that I can pick up the ball and run with it with what the current board has already got going in place, and then bring my expertise into it to help it along and maybe tweak it a little bit. So that's really about it for me. My kids are growing up here. We're real happy to have them here, and one of them attends Lakeland Elementary. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your willingness to serve our community. And when you're done, please pass your completed ballots to the end of the aisle to be picked up and counted. While the votes are counted, we will proceed with other association business and talk about accomplishments and challenges that fit with the HOA. Yes, sir.
My name is A.J. Lindenauer. I'm in New Ridge, and I just had a question. There's 3 new candidates, but there's 4 positions up there apparently. How does that all work out?
There's only 2 open positions. This is my last official board event tonight,
okay. So
there's a little glee halo around me. And the other lady who's really smiling right to my left is the other one who's leaving. Darcy Biddle.
But I wrote her in.
So, to continue on with the agenda, we'll do a state of the HOA. At that point, we will do questions and answers from the floor. Some of you have already asked me particular questions that have to do with the City of Auburn. We have the Honorable Mayor Pete Lewis here that will come up, and he can answer those particular questions. I will answer questions, or the board will answer questions that are HOA specific. We'll also have each of our committees talk to you briefly about where they're at and what they're trying to accomplish.